Ladies and gentlemen, Arnold has received a special honor from Allegheny County and the city of Pittsburgh. Arnold, for all that you have accomplished in your 80 years, the mayor of the city of Pittsburgh, the Honorable Luke Ravenstall, and the chief executive of Allegheny County, the Honorable Dan Honorado, have declared that your birthday, September 10th, be known as Arnold Palmer's 80th birthday day in the most livable city of Pittsburgh, and I have the honor of presenting you with this proclamation. Arnold, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now proud to welcome a man who has provided play-by-play and commentary for the NFL, the NBA, college basketball, the Olympic Games, and for the past 22 years, he's been the voice of a tradition unlike any other, the Masters. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome to PNC Park Emmy award-winning personality, Jim Nantz.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Pittsburgh fans, friends. That was a wonderful, warm reception for Arnold Palmer, and I'm going to ask you one more time to stand and greet your very own hometown hero, Mr. Arnold Palmer, on his 80th birthday. Well, this is just showing again what I've known for many years, being next door with the Steelers. These are the best fans in the world right here. And to watch the way they're embracing you here, Arnold, on this special night. Congratulations for coming home and having a night like this at home. What does it mean to you?
Well, it's just fantastic. It's great to be in Pittsburgh, and I had some friends come in with me today, and I was talking about Pittsburgh and all the years that I drove the Boulevard of the Allies to play golf tournaments in all the clubs around the Pittsburgh area. I'm just pleased to be back.
You know, we were talking before about your deep affection for all things in Western Pennsylvania, including the Pirates. And you, as a fan, go back a long way with this team.
Well, I sure do, Jim. I was here when Maz hit that home run in 1960.
How about that? How about that? Arnie was here.
And that guy that used to be a baseball player that's now a golfer and has a golf club out there near me. What's his name? He's a good buddy, Dick Grote, and I lived with him for a long time.
You guys actually went to school together a little bit?
He went to Duke
while you were at Wake.
I went to Wake Forest.
You guys were just a few miles apart.
That's right. But he was great. He still is great, and he's a good friend, and I'm pleased to say he is a friend.
Well, something is about to happen. There aren't many times you can say this is the first time you've ever done something. But you're going to throw out a first pitch at a Pirates game for the first time in your life tonight.
That's right. It's the first time I've ever thrown out a pitch.
Wow.
Hey, but I'll say one thing, Jim. I have thrown a few pitches in my life.
Have you been warming up for the occasion?
Okay, well, you know, but I feel a little slow. About 80 miles an hour is all I can get up.
That sounds like the right number. Arnie, we have something special. One more thing before the pitch. And to honor you on your birthday, your wonderful friend Jim Rohr has called upon your friends, supporters, and family to build upon your long-standing generosity and commitment to helping others, especially children. Jim?
Thank you, Jim. You know, Arnie, we wondered what would be a good birthday present for a person like you. We thought about it, and we thought that you would want to continue the legacy of helping others because of who you are. Your impact and generosity are well known throughout the community and throughout the country. And in honor of your generosity, we were able to raise $1 million in your family's name to be donated to Children's Hospital here in Pittsburgh. Happy birthday, Ernie.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about one more big round of applause for Jim Nance, Jim Rohr, and all those who will be impacted by a $1 million donation to Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh. Wow! All right, ladies and gentlemen, and now to cap off our festivities, we want all of you from Arnie's Army to give it up for the King as we celebrate 80 years. Here with tonight's first pitch, ladies and gentlemen, Arnold Palmer. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the game.
Not only was it a strike, it was a quality strike right at the knees. There have been so many iconic figures from Western Pennsylvania. You know them all. They've impacted your lives in one way or another. But none has had a greater impact on the world than our honoree tonight, Arnold Palmer from nearby Latrobe, Pennsylvania. He does us proud. The Pirates hope they've done him proud on this, the celebration of his 80th birthday. Tim Nevrin and Bob Walk with the start of tonight's game coming up next on FSN.
Happy 80th birthday to Arnold Palmer, and to celebrate, the fans getting gifts tonight. Commemorative Arnold Palmer bobblehead dolls. As we bring you into PNC Park, side of tonight's second game of this three-game set between the Pirates and the Chicago Cubs. Hi again, everybody. Along with Bob Walk, I'm Tim Neverett. Thanks for being with us watching Pirates baseball tonight. Very nice pregame ceremony honoring one of sports' greatest legends, Arnold Palmer. And tonight, Pirates trying to make some news of their own, getting back on the winning track as Zach Duke takes the hill.
Yeah, Zach would like to get things back in the fairway, that's for sure. The last couple of starts, the numbers haven't looked all that well. I'm going to throw a couple more besides the ones you're seeing on the screen right now. Last two starts, 20 base hits and only 9 innings pitched. He's got to change that tonight. Tough lineup, but he can do it.
He'll face two-time All-Star Ryan Dempster of the Cubs.
Well, the thing you like about Ryan, 5.93 ERA against the Pirates, we got to capitalize on that.
Well, we're teeing this one up for you tonight. Game 2 of a three-game set. The Cubs and the Pirates, as Arnold Palmer is here, hoping to inspire some Pirates long hitters. Cubs and Buccos coming up next from PNC Park on FSN. I'm Tim Neverett. The Pirates and the Chicago Cubs. Game 2 of this three-game series. Lou Piniella sends this lineup out there, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Ryan Terrio will lead off. Milton Bradley in the second spot. Derek Lee had 2 home runs yesterday. Ramos Ramirez. Jeff Baker has given them a shot in the arm. A 5-game hitting streak, hitting .471 over that time. Giovanni Soto behind the plate. Kosuke Fukudome in center field. Bobby Scales in left, and Ryan Dempster on the mound, hitting 9th. Behind Zach Duke in the field for the Pirates, Millage, McCutchen, and Jones in right field. LaRoche, Cedeno, Vasquez at second base tonight, and Steve Pierce back out there at first. Jason Jaramillo gets another start behind the plate, catching Zach Duke.
I told you that Zach has struggled last couple of starts. Home runs creeping in there. His ERA last 2 starts has gone up half a point, but has always pitched well here at home. Even though PNC Park relatively young, as far as some of the other places we've played over the years, Zach has more wins here than anybody else. 25, all-time leader W's for a pitcher. Well, hopefully all that combined will do a good job tonight, and we can score him some runs, get some hits. Just 2 hits yesterday.
Lou Pinella's Cubs 69 and 67 to start the night. And the first pitch of the ball game is in there for a called strike. 0-1. A crisp 71 degrees. A little bit breezy, blowing across the field from left center toward the first base line.
Yeah, that's a pretty good wind coming down the river right now. You would think that would have some kind of an effect on the ball.
And this one, Cedeno grabs it. He'll have no play, and Terrio's got himself a base hit. So Ryan Theriot is on to start the ball game. Cubs start the night 8 games out of the wild card, and when you talk to people around the Cubs, they're still showing up on the list, but they're all but content that this one's over for them this season.
Well, it is. They're on the list, but that really doesn't mean a lot. When you look at the wild card, 8 games back, but there's also 3 teams in front of them they'd have to go over the top of to get to first. Actually 4. Throw Colorado in there, who's leading the whole thing. So they are toast.
Bradley bunts it past Duke, and he will be safe at first with a bunt base hit. But things not starting out the way that Zach Duke had hoped as Milton Bradley bunts his way on. Derek Lee had his 4th 2-run home run game of the season yesterday, his 2nd of the last 3 games, and he saw 2 pitches from McCutchen. Hit that one through the rain down the line. Derek Lee with 31 home runs on the season. And how about the tips to win tonight, Bob, presented by our friends at Rivers Casino?
Well, we talked about, or you just talked about Lee, what he did yesterday, and with Pujols, the same thing in the 3 games against the Cardinals. You got to pitch around the guys that are going to beat you. Lee, Pujols for the Cardinals, and Lee for these guys. Don't let him win the game. And let's get the rookies of the year going, both of them. I think they're pretty much the engine that runs this lineup now. Andrew and G.I. Jones. Looking for a big night from those 2, I hope.
Well, of the 5 walk-off hits the Pirates have had this year, 2 have come from McCutchen, 2 have come from Jones. So they certainly have done their part. Here's the 0-1. Fouled away, strike 2. But again, you're right, Bob. When we look at Rookie of the Year talk, just not enough national recognition. And the numbers are there for both McCutchen and for Jones. If you're basing it solely on numbers, they are definitely in the conversation. Chris Coughlin of the Florida Marlins is getting some consideration. Giovanni Parra, and there's others too that deserve a little credit. This one right toward Vasquez and out of his reach. And a base hit for Derek Lee. Nobody out, and the base is full in the top of the 1st inning for Chicago.
Trouble right away for Zach. A fastball just jams the heck out of Lee. That's definitely not giving him anything to hit. It's a good job of being on the edges of the strike zone, even with 2 guys on base. But he got lucky. Southwest Field Cam shows that little flare, little blooper, fell right in.
This is starting to resemble 2 starts ago for Zach when he had trouble in Milwaukee in the 1st inning. It's a fastball outside to Aramis Ramirez.
Yeah, I mentioned 20 hits in his last 9 innings pitched. Now that's 23 hits and still just 9 innings. Now it's 9+.
1-1 to Ramirez.
And not like they're knocking the ball off the walls right now, but they still have the bases loaded. An easy ground ball into the hole. Basically an infield hit. Zach probably should have handled that bunt situation a little differently. Should have went straight to the bag.
This one fisted fouling out of play, 1-2.
But he didn't, and so that allowed Bradley to get on. Here's the bunt play again. You break off, you go right for. Yeah, you know what? I can't really fault him because I thought that there was a bigger hesitation. This is the first time I saw that replay. I thought there was going to be a bigger hesitation, but he went for the ball and then kept going the first. Bradley just beat him. Simple as that.
Again, fouled away by Ramirez. You just got to tip your cap on that punt. Good punt.
Yeah. And when I first saw it, I thought he went for the ball and then kind of came to a stop and then realized, oh, I got to go cover the bag. But that wasn't the case. He never really, he went for the ball, got a little off balance, but he always kept going to first.
1-2 pitch. And is in the dirt. Nobody moves up.
We'll see that bunt one more time from the center field. And like he goes for it, lunge, get a little off balance, and then tries to just pick it up again. But you know, Bradley, who's pushing it that way, he's got all of his momentum going down the line. He runs very well. He just went right by Duke.
Ramirez, 9th time at the plate this year with the bases loaded, hitting .375 with the sacks full. This one down to third, and that's going to get through. So Terrio will score. Bradley around third, he'll score, and it is 2-0 Chicago.
I'm sure Andy will tell you he's got to make that play. Boy, Duke is just getting some bad breaks here. A two-hopper that should be a double play. There's the first hop as it's getting driven right into the ground. The next hop, and watch Andy's glove. He expects the ball to come up. He moves his glove up. Watch him move his glove up, and the ball doesn't. It stays down, and I don't think he even got a piece of it. It looked like it went through clean.
So ground ball with eyes off the bat of Aramis Ramirez makes it a 2-0 Chicago lead. Still nobody out. Second baseman Baker at the plate.
I wonder if that ball may have hit right on the very edge of the grass, and that's why it stayed down. Maybe. I'm not sure, but maybe we'll be able to get another look. If it hits the grass, that's an excuse for it to stay down. If it hit the dirt, I can see why Andy was expecting it to come up a little bit. Either way, he didn't get much of a bounce, and it went under the glove. See if we can see where the last bounce is. Does it make it to the dirt, or is it hitting the grass? It didn't hit the dirt.
Just cleared the grass, it appeared.
Yeah.
So first and second, nobody out. 2 men on. And 2 men in, and a swing and a miss by Baker. 2-1 the count.
See a little tighter this time. Yeah, easy on the dirt. That was a good 2 inches out on the dirt.
Andy liked that one back. Baker, strike 2. Baker has been a good addition for the Cubs. 1 for 4 in yesterday's game. Giving them some more depth in the infield. Sit safely in 5 straight. 7 out of 14 on the current Cubs road trip. To the right side, and that is through. Another bleeder. That'll hold Lee at third base. Bases loaded again.
It is just pretty amazing so far. Just 3 seeing eye ground balls, a bunt, and a pop fly that didn't even leave the infield. Just a little pop into the hole at second base. It's just having bad luck if you're out on the mound and you're watching these balls hit. You know what's bad about it, just from the law of averages, you know that eventually somebody's got to center one up on you. And if that happens now, they break the game open. But it really makes it tough on you.
We mentioned 2 starts ago against Milwaukee, Duke gave up 5 runs on 7 hits in the first inning. He'd have his shortest outing of the season, only 3 innings, would give up a total of 7 runs on 11 hits in an 8-6 Brewers win at Miller Park.
There's absolutely nothing different he could do to this point. He's taken the sting of the bat, you know, right out of the ball. They're not hit hard. Nobody's centering the ball up. They're off the handle. They're off the end a little bit. They're being hammered straight into the ground. But yet we don't have anybody out.
And psychologically, as a pitcher, Bob, what happens to you?
After you've been around a while, nothing really. If you've been there, done that, you realize, hey, there's nothing more I can do. I can't change anything. I'm doing my job. I can't control what happens after the ball is a half an inch off my fingertip. From then on, the only thing I can do to have any impact is try to, field my position, because you can't control whether they hit the ball, where they hit the ball.
This one is hit well to right field, and it is off the top of the Clemente wall.
This is what I was talking about. Eventually somebody is going to center one up.
So Lee and Ramirez come in to score. Baker into third base, and Soto a 2-run double. 16th double of the season for Giovanni Soto.
Soto having a very tough sophomore year and enjoying this night so far.
For Soto, about a foot away from a grand slam. John Russell is frustrated early. Kosuke Fukudome batting here, the number 7 hitter in the order. Bobby Scales on deck.
He's just going to try and hook. He's just thinking, get out, pull the ball. If he hits a ground ball to second, he's got a run come in because the infield's back. Plus, he moves the runner to third base. There's still nobody out, so that's a plus. And Fukudome just thinking right now, pull. Just hit the ball to the right side. So as a pitcher, you got to try and prevent that.
It's time to the left side. And that's going to roll into the corner and get 2 runs in. Baker will score. Soto in right behind him. 2-run double for Fukudome. It is 6-0 Cubs, and Zach Duke and the Pirates have failed to record an out on the top of the first inning.
Obviously, not what Fukudome really was wanting to do. He's wanting to try and get out and pull the ball, but he doesn't, and still comes out smelling like a rose as he has a little parachute drop down into the corner. Still just one ball this inning has been hit anything that's been hit hard. Soto, yeah, he drove his ball, centered it up, hit it hard. Everything else is real soft.
Bobby Scales stopped by Cedeno. He didn't get him. Throw pulled him off the bag, and the Bucks just cannot catch a break to start this game.
Yeah, I mean, what else can happen?
Here comes John Russell out to argue the call at first base of Rob Drake.
Great play by Cedeno, just stopping the ball from getting into center field. That was pretty fabulous, especially with everything else that's going on this inning. That came up with a great play at the right time.
The expression on Steve Pearce's face tells a little story. He was surprised at the call, and Scales was out.
Yeah, from that view, it looked like he had the bag. See anything different.
Pierce got his foot down. And from every angle we've seen so far.
This one I think should be the best. Foot's off the bag. Does he get it back down? Yes. So that's where the umpire saw it come off and didn't see it get back down. But it sure did.
So bad call at first. Results in runners at the corners. And still nobody out. Good play by Cedeno. Doesn't get any credit for it. Here's Dempster batting before he comes out to pitch, and he lays this one down. He'll sacrifice a man over, and Pirates get an out. Goes over to second. Fukudome holding at third, and the sacrifice 1-3. So 6 men in. Steven Jackson is already warming up. We're in the top of the first inning.
Well, you don't have to wait now in September. Big bullpens. Do anything you want as far as going to the pen. Plenty of arms.
The Pirates added some arms today.
But it's not like, what's Duke doing wrong? Getting ground balls.
Infield in, ground ball Cedeno. He'll drop it, go to first, get the out. Fukudome scores.
Incredible game.
7-0 Cubs.
Fukudomi's going to be out by a mile at the plate. So Daniel dropped the ball. The only thing that the Cubs have gone wrong so far is Scales. He knows that Fukudomi's running on contact, so that means he's got to run on contact also. And he froze like a deer in headlights out at second base. But other than that, nothing has gone wrong for him.
Milton Bradley bunted his way on and has scored one of the Cub runs here in the top of the first inning. Is back up there for the second time. And Bradley fouls this one away. 0-2 the count. As Zach Duke has to be frustrated, and it was two solid hits, really. The one by Soto and the one in the corner by Fukudome. That have been the only really solidly struck base hits. Everything else has been a ground ball somewhere.
Even Fukudomi's, though, really wasn't a bullet. It was just kind of flared down that way.
So the Pirates behind the 7-ball early. Scales at second base. And Zach Dukes 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Milton Bradley. Very surprising start here tonight. And Bradley fouls it away. Terrio had an infield single. Milton Bradley a bunt base hit. Derek Lee a ground ball with eyes. Aramis Ramirez. Same thing. 2 runs would come in on it. Jeff Baker a ground ball. Loaded the bases for the second time in the inning. And Bradley to left field. Millage will make the catch. And as the Cubs bat around, a very difficult first inning for Zach Duke and the Pirates. We're going to keep it here at PNC Park. And several. From the Coast Guard to Wake Forest to the PGA Tour. Arnold Palmer, 7 majors, 92 wins. Won the Masters 4 times. Well, Latrobe, Pennsylvania, the home for Arnold Palmer. In 1929, the year he was born, gas was only 21 cents a gallon. Like to turn back the clock. And eggs, 59 cents a dozen. Rogers Hornsby was the National League most valuable player.
Some things never change, though. Look, the Cubs are losing again.
Well, the Pirates have a bit of a mountain to climb here in the bottom of the first inning. Don't have to get it all back at once, but some would be nice. as Ryan Dempster deals to Andrew McCutchen. 2 balls and no strikes.
How long has it been since the Cubs won the World Series?
Everybody can have a bad century every now and then.
Has it been 100 years?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. You're right, bad century.
Everybody's entitled to a bad century. Lou Piniella said it in the paper the other day. He said, referring to the Pirates' recent situation, he said, so what? Cubs haven't won in 100 years.
Well, that's the way some of the old timers they think about it. It's like, if you don't come in first, then what's it matter?
3-1 on the ground to the shortstop, Terrio. 1 away. Let's look at the rest of John Russell's lineup tonight, brought to you by PNC Bank. We just saw McCutchen hit. Vasquez hitting in the 2 spot. Garrett Jones hitting 3rd. Last 9 games hitting .382 with a pair of home runs and 5 runs batted in. Millich, Pierce, LaRose, Cedeno, Jaramillo batting 8th, and Zach Duke hitting 9th. Already a change as Milton Bradley has come out of the game. Micah Hoffpower still stretching. A little bit surprised probably that he is in the ball game already in the bottom of the 1st inning. Bradley batted twice, flied out to Millich to end the 7-run first. Vasquez starting for Delwyn Young. John Russell prior to the game saying that nothing wrong with Young or Domet, who are both out of the lineup, just giving them a rest and giving Vasquez and Jaramillo some time to get some at-bats in.
Vasquez has had some success against Dempster, more than anybody else on the team. Makes sense to get him a start tonight.
And he rolls this one to the right side. That's into the outfield for a base hit. So Vasquez gets a base hit off Ryan Dempster.
Take a look at Dempster's stats on the year. Nothing great, but just a very solid season. Not going to win any awards with that, especially just the 8 wins. But the ERA is just a little bit under 4. That's just fine. Nothing to brag about, but certainly nothing to be ashamed of either. It's not a bad year. I know he would like to have more than 8 wins, but sometimes that's out of your hands.
Last year, Dempster had a career high 17. The previous high prior to that was 2001. While with the Florida Marlins, he had 50. And he's got that funky delivery. Maybe not so much the delivery, but what he does with his glove, kind of flashing the glove just before he gets into his release. That people were picking up his pitches, so he changed that a little bit. He'll do it out of the windup. Vasquez at first, and Dempster out of the stretch against Jones, 2-1. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, this is an opportunity for one of our rookie candidates to come through, do some damage. Got to start somewhere.
And the 2-2 fouled back.
You know, I'm hoping that what you were talking about as far as national exposure for our 2 guys doesn't really come to pass, because it's not a fan vote. These are professional baseball people that are going to be voting for this, and they should definitely know exactly what Garrett Jones, Andrew McCutchen have done this year, what they've meant to the team while they've been in the lineup.
And again, you have to remember, and you said it yourself, the key words, while they've been in the lineup. McCutchen arrived a month before Jones did. Jones wasn't here until July. McCutchen started in June, so a lot of these other candidates, in fact, all of them, had April and May to get a head start, and these guys have caught them. with 2 months left service time in McCutcheon's case and 3 less in Jones' case. Now, when he has come up here since July 1st, we look at our Barrel Automotive League leader stat. Here are the major league leaders in home runs, and he's third.
Yeah, Derek Lee, Reynolds, Howard. I mean, what do you want out of him? What more could he have done?
2-2. Struck him out.
Off speed pitch down. I've got on the G.I. Jones bandwagon though. It's about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I can't remember now who it was that asked me, but it asked me, have you seen enough out of him to, say, okay, he's your guy for next year? And I said, no, I don't think so. There's still enough for the season left that, what's going to happen the last 6 weeks of the season? I thought it was a little early, but I think I finally have decided that I'm going to get on that bandwagon, and he's our guy out there for next year, whether it's first or right field. He's got to be in the lineup no matter what he does these last, we got 26 games left,
25 after tonight.
If he goes 0 for the rest of the season, maybe I'll change my mind, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Are you going to get yourself a pair of dog tags, the commemorative G.I. Jones dog tags?
No, I'm not into that kind of stuff, but I'll give you my emotional support.
Millage fouls this one away. Hastings Millage had a chance to greet Arnold Palmer prior to the game in the dugout, and they had a laugh or two together. Of course, Arnold spends a lot of time in Orlando, Florida, and Hastings a Floridian from the Bradenton Palmetto area. Nice seat. I guess that's where you sit if you're the king.
If you're the king, that's where you sit. Right there. That's the throne room.
Here comes the 2-0. And this one will create a force out at second base. And after one, Cubs 7, Bucks nothing.
I've won some majors, but I suppose the most important thing is the fact that it has been as good as it has been to me.
That's our Geico quote coming from Arnold Palmer following the 1994 U.S. Open at Oakmont, right in the backyard. And last call for Arnold at Oakmont, and a very emotional time for him. Top of the second. Derek Lee, a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Lee 1 out of 1 with a run scored. Zach Duke getting back on top of the horse this inning, trying to turn things around. 2-2.
Well, there's nothing he can do now but just hope that he gets zeros up there and stays in the game for as long as he can. And hope some of that good fortune that the Cubs had the first inning starts swinging our way.
3-2. Count full to Lee. To Cedeno. Pulls it up off the ground and throws him out, 1 down. So the right way to start the inning for the Pirates. Now Aramis Ramirez. Look at that first inning, Bob. 8 consecutive hits to start the game for the Cubs. That ties a record last set in the American League, September 1990, by the Yankees, and in the National League in 1975 by Atlanta. And Ramirez to Cedeno, 2 down.
Yeah, and all of them except for 2 were hit just like these last 2. Just little grounders. They weren't at anybody.
The last time the Pirates gave up 7 runs in the first inning, September 24th, 2004, against the Reds. Final score would be 14-8, Cincinnati. But this doesn't happen often, although it's the second time a similar instance has happened against the Cubs this year. Charlie Morton gave up 10 against Chicago last road trip in there, and just had a terrible first inning. He's trying to recover. Speaking of Morton, some groin trouble. He will have his start pushed back. It was going to be tonight, but Zach Duke moved into this spot tonight. Morton will go Friday against the Houston Astros, the first game of the road trip. Kevin Hart will replace Zach Duke tomorrow against Carlos Zambrano. Morton will face the Astros at Houston on FSN. That's our next telecast after tonight. 2-1 pitch, and Baker fouls it off. 2-2.
I was looking at those pitching matchups. Hopefully we can get our offense clicking when we get down to a very hitter-friendly ballpark and go up against some very high ERAs. They're throwing 2 6s and a 5 at us.
Yeah, but no Mike Hampton.
Norris is 605, Muller 510, Molino 662. Got to be able to score some runs down there.
Well, Mike Hampton, who over the years has been an absolute Pirate killer, not going to be there. Foul ball for Jeff Baker. Baker single, did not drive in a run. He would score a run. First 7 men scored. 2 men out, top of inning number 2, and the pitch from Duke to the right side and through, and Baker is 2 for 2.
Right-hand hitter's been pretty good at hitting the ball to that side.
Baker pokes it the opposite way and gives Giovanni Soto a chance to hit with a man on and 2 out.
Soto was probably the only guy tonight that's really hit one hard for the Cubs, despite what the scoreboard says. He drove it hard to right center, up off the wall.
Numbers much better a year ago.
That's why I said he's having a very tough sophomore season.
Sophomore slump.
Yep. What a difference. Last year's Rookie of the Year winner.
And Duke very close, but continues to miss off the corner. 3-0. Zach Duke, 26 years of age, 2009 National League All-Star. Second half of his season has not been as good as his first. Strike is called. 3-1. Duke trying to battle through it. Here's ball 4. Well, Saturday, September 19th. It's a return to Saturday afternoon baseball at PNC Park when the Pirates host the San Diego Padres. All fans will get a Pirates gold cap courtesy of Trip Total Media. That's Zach Duke modeling it right there. It's an Eaton Park Scratch and Win Saturday, too. And all fans receive a scratch card good for prizes from Eaton Park. To get your tickets today for this 12:35 matinee game, call 1-800-BUY-BUCKS or visit pirates.com. Fukudome takes high and in. Yosuke Fukudome, a 2-run double his first trip to the plate. Former longtime Chunichi Dragon. 1-0. That's a strike, says Tim McClellan. Tim McClellan behind the plate tonight. Got to watch him carefully to determine whether it's a strike or not. He's not big on the fanfare. Rob Drake at first, Andy Fletcher at second, Greg Gibson is at third. Right in front of the plate, Jaramillo calling for it. And he will throw him out. Nothing across for the Cubs in the second inning. Seven nothing Cubs. It's Arnold Palmer's 80th birthday. Look at the bobblehead resting on top of the Pirates dugout, and there he is.
He's got the autograph pen going tonight. Boy, he's signed a ton of them already. In between innings, a line down there to his seat.
Steve Pearce gets this one fouling out of play.
What a man.
Jim Nance behind him.
That Jacobson.
Pierce goes the other way, and this one is off the wall. Pierce around first and into second with a leadoff double. Steve Pierce, double number 12.
Up and away fastball and drove it up and away.
Like the Hoffpower.
Nice
getting that one back in.
Good job dropping that. Pierce would have had a tough time getting to second base. He would have caught that on the fly.
So Pierce in scoring position. Andy LaRoche at the plate. And he will take a strike. No balls, 1 strike to LaRoche. Andy, a .247 hitter, had a home run yesterday, hit his 8th of the year. Ball traveled 426 feet too, and he goes up the middle of Pierce, going to get waved home. And Andy LaRoche has driven in run number 50 on the year. 7-1.
Quite a few ground balls right back over the mound this homestand. And I think that most of them have knocked in a run when he's done it.
Well, lately he's been doing that quite a bit. A couple of games ago, he did it twice in the same game.
They had a rough July, August. Looks like September going to be a much better month for him.
Well, it was Friday against the Cardinals. He had back-to-back RBI singles in the 5th and the 7th innings.
I think at least one of those, maybe both of them, went right back over the mound.
Both did. Former Cub Ronnie Cedeno. Comes the 1-0 pitch from Dempster. This one tap foul. Andy LaRoche drives in the first run of the ball game. 1-800-SAFE-AUTO reminds you you are safe at home with Safe Auto, proudly supporting the Obadiah Cole Foundation for prostate cancer screening and awareness. Early detection is the cure. One and two now to Cedeno. It's a pretty interesting lid.
It's a nice fall lid.
Yeah. It's got the Steeler logo, but it looks kind of like, you know, something Elmer Fudd might wear.
It's a basic Western Pennsylvania fall baseball cap. It's a little cool. Fall hunting type season.
Wear it if you're walking in the woods.
I'll wear Hunter's orange if I'm walking. There's the Steve Blast model. Not that one.
Which one? I was going to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
The old Steve Blast floppy hat.
It's a nice chapeau.
Still got his autograph pen in his hand.
3-2 pitch to Cedeno, and he hits this one toward the whole left side. Diving stop by Terrio, no throw, and a base hit. 3 straight hits to start the inning.
Maybe now we're getting a little luck on our side. Ground ball goes up the middle for LaRoche, RBI, and now this one doesn't even leave the infield. But they can get nobody out. Terrio jumps up. He's looking towards second. LaRoche already there.
Now Jaramillo is swinging a pretty good bat when he gets the opportunity. Started on Sunday against the Cardinals and had 3 hits, including a run batted in. Did not play yesterday against the Cubs in Game 1. 7-1. Pirates trying to chip away. Nobody out. 2 men on. And third base umpire Greg Gibson brings him up for a strike.
That's the head of the bat. Yeah, it looked like it got out in front of the plate. It's tough to see the dark bats that. I always thought that was part of the reason why a lot of players go for them, because it's tough to get a check swing called strike on them. Tough for the umpires to see them.
Down on strikes, Jason Jaramillo.
Yeah, no question about did he swing on this one. He went right after that bad breaking ball down and in. bad breaking ball, meaning that it was not a strike. Actually, it was a pretty good breaking ball. Nice bite to it. If Zach can help himself out. Move these runners along.
Puts it right in front of the plate. Nobody covering third, so Soto has to go down to first base. Sacrifice 2-4 is the way to score that. Now 2 men in scoring position for Andrew McCutchen.
Bad play by Soto. When you get a ball in front, there's only one place to go with it, and that's second base. This is an easy double play ball. He's got it right in front of him. I don't even know why he would even look to third base. There's the double play right in front of him. Inning is over if he can get it. Instead, now we got one of our best hitters up there with 2 runners in scoring position. Bad mental mistake, Mr. Soto.
Shortstop Ryan Terrio had both hands up, calling for the baseball.
I mean, I can't believe that Soto would pick that ball up and look at third. I mean, he spent 9 years in the minor leagues. What were they teaching down there? Maybe not 9 years, but a good 7.
Andrew McCutchen grounded out first time up. Good chance for him here. Pirates can squeeze out a couple of runs. Will turn it into a ball game.
Yeah, heck yeah. Take advantage of that blunder. A little scratch single here. Score 2 runs. It's 7-3. You're starting to climb the mountain. They've cracked the door open a little bit with Soto's mistake.
And there is a strike. 2-1. McCutchen this season .339 with runners in scoring position. Takes low ball 3. McCutchen would like to see a good pitch right here, but he's got an extra one to play with. Vasquez on deck. You get the first Pirates hit in the first inning. There is a strike call.
It's not been what he was looking for. I'm sure he had the green light if he liked it.
(3-2). Runners at second and third. And McCutchen down on strikes, punched out by Rob Drake at first base. 1 run comes in. Pirates will leave 2 as McCutchen just couldn't lay off this pitch. And that is strike 3.
I'm loving it. And by Day Automotive, we're going to make your day.
Arnold Palmer drawing a crowd on his 80th birthday here at PNC Park. Top of the 3rd inning. He's got to go into the clubhouse, I guess.
Going back to the Lexus Club.
Turn in a scorecard. Is that him down in the dugout? Yep, there he is.
Just bobbing along.
Bobby Scales, 0-2.
When you give up 7 in the first inning, it sure hurts when you let an opportunity slide by.
And Pirates had 3 straight hits to start the inning, managed 1 run out of it.
You get 2nd and 3rd. You just love. I mean, I'm asking a lot. A 2-out, base hit is, sometimes not easy to come by, but we sure could have used it.
2 just outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, 8 straight hits to start a game has been done 4 times in the National League. And the Pirates have been involved 3 times. Tonight, August 26, 1975, the Pirates had 8 straight hits to start the game against the Atlanta Braves. And 2 years earlier, April 21st, 1973, the Cubs got 8 straight. So they've now done it twice to the Pirates. But of the 4 times it's been done, the Pirates have been involved 3 times, and they did it to Atlanta back in '75. Two to Scales. Backhand pick by LaRoche, and he got it. Andy LaRoche showing some nifty glove work.
We needed in that first inning. Balls hit at somebody. Couldn't get it.
Ryan Dempster takes a cut and misses.
Dempster's hitting for the 2nd time tonight. Top and 3rd.
Now Ryan Dempster is wearing the new helmet that minor leaguers will have to wear next year. This one just past Duke. Vasquez will take it. Quickly throws him out. And he says his quote about this was that he feels like a human bobblehead with the sun, and this is one being worn also by the Mets' David Wright, and in the minor leagues will switch to this, and some major leaguers a new look helmet.
Why is he wearing it if he didn't like it? I don't get that. He must like that to look like a human bobblehead.
Guess he just doesn't want to take one off the head.
I know. No, never mind. Never mind.
Well, somebody's got to show us what it looks like. Notice none of the position players are wearing it. Strike called at Terrio.
And that's not true. Nobody had to show us anything. We never had to ever see that hat. Not that hat, but
well, that hat's all right.
Yeah, that one's fine.
Yeah. Foul ball. Strike 2. Terrio's 1 for 2 with a run scored. I mean, if you don't like something, nobody's making you wear it. When it comes to the headgear, you can wear the approved headgear everybody else wears. In fact, the manufacturer of that helmet has been asked to go back and make it smaller. So they're working on a newer version of it for next year. It won't be exactly like the one Dempster's wearing. It'll probably be a little smaller. Nice looking pitch. Strike 3 call. Terrio knew it.
Caramel about to throw it around. He forgot how many outs there were.
1, 2, 3. Go the Cubs in the third. Very, very rough first inning. He has kept the Cubs off the board, limiting them to just 1 hit over the last 2. Got them in order in the top of the third. And now 2, 3, and 4 for the Bucks. Vasquez will lead off, and he takes a strike. Zach Duke won't be long for this game, though, Bob, because he's already thrown 70 pitches through 3 innings. 1 out. Let's take a look at our this day in Pirates baseball history. September 8th, 1958. Roberto Clemente tied a major league record by hitting 3 triples in a 4-1 victory over the Reds. Thanks to Day Automotive for this day in Pirates history. Pirates could use a couple of triples.
Walks, singles, home run.
Even take a hit batsman or 2.
Yeah, we need a lot.
And Jones hammers this one deep right center field. This one is gone. Home run number 19 for Garrett Jones.
25 games left. What will the final tally be?
Just a no-doubter off the bat of Jones.
High fastball, right at the letters. Jumped all over it.
Hastings Millage takes ball 1. Well, that gets him excited. Another run back. Now it's just a 5-run ball game.
Could he hit, say, 25? Would that be an incredible stat, considering that he was only here for half the season?
It'd be remarkable.
That'd be 6 more, 25 more games. That's asking an awful lot, but I guess it could happen. Look at what he's done to this point.
Hoffpauir makes the catch, and Millage retired. 2 away.
Millage, just a routine pop fly to shallow right field, and he's all the way to second base by the time that ball was caught.
Jones talking to Luis Cruz, telling him where that pitch was.
Milledge, who's trying to, in a baseball way, start a new life here in Pittsburgh, is definitely going about it the right way. He's been doing nothing but saying the right thing, hustling constantly, and doing things like we just saw. That, routine out, easy pop fly, but running as fast as he can all the way towards second base before that ball was caught.
1-1 to Steve Pearce. Pearce had a leadoff double in the second inning.
Yeah, you'd like to see that extra base numbers come up a little bit for Lastings. But one of the things that you also see is how's he go about playing the game. Is he going 100% all the time? One of the things I think that he came here and he needed to prove.
1-2. This is to right center field. Fukudome calls for it. He makes the catch. And Garrett Jones, a.k.a. G.I. Jones, hammers this one into the Pittsburgh night. 7-2 comes with the lead heading to the fourth at PNC Park.
You by Barrel Automotive, Barrel.com. Definitely worth the click. And by Aflac, we've got you under our wing.
Top of the fourth inning, Zach Duke deals this one to Hoffpauir, who hits this one out of here. Micah Hoffpauir's first at bat as he came in after Milton Bradley had 2 at bats. 9th one of the season. First pitch. Home run.
Only took him 1 pitch to answer Jones's home run. Lefty on lefty.
Second home run given up by Duke. Hoffpauir in right field. Did not start the game. Came in the bottom of the first inning for Bradley. There's one right off the shoulder of LaRoche. Cedeno will give it a try. And it's too late. Derek Lee is aboard.
Derek Lee hustling down the line. Strong throw by Cedeno. Well, came up on LaRoche. Remember one earlier that he was expecting to come up, stayed down, went under his glove. This time he was down and almost took one off the neck. Came way up.
Thomas Ramirez takes a breaking ball low, ball 1. Ramirez has driven in 2 with a base hit. He's 1 for 2. tough play for Pierce if he can get to it. It's into the seats.
Long run, that little corner. That's a tough place for anybody to get to. You got to be careful too when you go over there. The fence along that side is just a little bit above the knees. So if you don't slow down, you're going to go flipping right into those stands. Where the seats are actually below the playing field.
Gives the fans a great look, though.
Yeah. You got to be careful when you're going over there as a first baseman that you don't get into that fence with too much velocity, because there's nothing to stop you.
1-2 to Ramirez. Story of the game so far, the 7-run top of the first. Garrett Jones has hit another home run. Micah Hoffbauer answered first pitch of this inning. So it's a 6-run ball game. 11 hits for the Cubs, 8-2 the score. 5 hits for the Pirates. Ryan Dempster got a comfortable lead before he even went out to throw the first pitch of the ball game. It was 7-0 before he could blink. And now Zach Duke facing Aramis Ramirez. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Ramirez just 243 at bats on the year. That's one of the reasons that their win total is not where they want it to be this year.
Vasquez out, long run for Jones. He'll make the catch for out number 1. So 1 man out on the top of the 4th. Let's take a look at tonight's Aflac trivia question. The question is, who holds the Pirates record for the most hits in a single game? You know?
I'll have to think about it a second.
I think I know. Give you the answer in the bottom of the 4th.
$80 pitches now for Zach. What, the holder of that record here a couple weeks ago?
Yes, that's who I'm thinking it was. Something to do with lumber. 1-0. Swing and a miss by Baker. More activity as Jackson is up for the 2nd time. One to Jeff Baker. Derek Lee, the runner at first.
At this point, I don't think Zach would be real upset if he gets to the dugout and they say that's it. It's just not his night.
The spot is due up 4th in the bottom of the 4th anyway. And extra players today, so the benches are bigger.
Oh yeah, you got plenty of guys on the bench, plenty of guys in the bullpen.
Brian Bixler was recalled today for the 3rd time. He'll be with the Pirates for the remainder of the season. Also catcher Robinson Diaz. Baker goes to right field, and Jeff Baker is 3 for 3.
You have 7 players on the bench right now to be used. There's the roster moves today. You know, nobody we haven't seen except for Hacker. He's the guy that I would like to see out there, see what he has to feature.
Well, Hacker had been a starter with Indianapolis. John Russell said earlier today that he will not start for the Pirates, that Joe Kerrigan will use him in whatever situation he sees fit out of the bullpen.
10 players or 10 pitchers in the bullpen and 7 extra men on the bench. So that's 17 guys to play with every night. So you don't have to worry about matchups or any of that stuff the rest of the month. This is make a move whenever you want to. Was that Hacker?
That was Hacker. He's got your old number.
Yeah, I saw that. You know, I thought it was unusual though that they would bring him up today, being Arnie's birthday party. You know, I was wondering about that.
That was very good.
You know,
You had me thinking, what's he talking about for a minute there? Now I got it.
From one hacker to another.
This one to right. And Jones will grab it. Well, this guy certainly wasn't a hacker. Arnold Palmer. Arnie's Army. Everybody remembers Arnie's Army. Everywhere he would go. Look at the galleries. I mean, in a time when television was what it was, and it's so different today with so many more channels, Arnold Palmer was an international star. And see at Oakmont there, just everywhere he went, an army of spectators. And there he is. Treated here tonight. Yeah, Bob Costas in there, and there's Dick Ebersol.
It's quite a cast in that suite, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
There's that. I mean, that'll tell you a little bit about.
Al Michaels with the baseball cap there next to Bob Costas.
Yeah, that'll tell you a little bit about, you know, Arnold Palmer. Just look who's in that room.
It's a pretty high-priced room, Bob. Need a big ticket to get in there.
There are some big names in sports passing around stories in there.
One pitch, and Fukudome gets this one foul up the first base side. Maybe, you know, Steve Blass got a shirt that said Palmer on the back. Maybe he should have got the one that said Hacker.
No, Steve's a Palmer. He's not a hacker.
Actually, we played together, and he's pretty good.
Steve got to hit a couple of balls down in the infield today before the game.
Fukudome strikes out, and that'll do it for the Cubs in the fourth. Home run by Hoffpauir, the only blemish. 8-2 Chicago. Nice night in downtown Pittsburgh. Score could be a little better. Chicago with a 6-run advantage as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning with Bob Walk, Tim Neverett. Glad you're here watching Pirates baseball tonight as Andy LaRoche, first ball swinging, grounds it down to Terrio. One pitch, one swing, and one out. Well, we asked you the Aflac trivia question on the top of the fourth inning.
And the answer's got to be Rennie Stennett.
It's got, yeah. Rennie Stennett had 7 hits against the Cubs, right?
Yeah,
so that's got to be the answer, right? Who holds the Pirates record for most hits in a single game? Were we right? Yes, we were. Very good. September 16th, 1975. Ronnie Cedeno had an infield single last time up. He's 1 for 1. And this one towards second base. Baker waits for it, throws him out, and there are 2 down. We'll go back to the days of the Pittsburgh Lumber Company. Ronnie Stennett, a 7 for 7 day at Wrigley Field. Earlier this season, Freddie Sanchez went 6 for 6 in a game there. And just couldn't get that 7th at bat. All 7 hits. Ronnie Stennett. 286 that year. 278 over 9 seasons with the Bucks.
He was in town for that 79 celebration. Brought everybody back. You know, I was here for the autographs in the Hall of Fame Club yesterday, and a gentleman asked me a trivia question I thought was pretty good. Throw it out to you. There's only 2 Pirates that played for Murtaugh, Tanner, and Leland. Can you name the 2 Pirates? Played for all 3 of those managers. Danny Murtaugh, Chuck Tanner, Jim Leland.
That is a very good question.
Yeah, I was with Teak. I got one. Teak got the other one. Although Teak would have probably have gotten both of them eventually since he played with these guys.
Jaramillo is out. 3 up and 3 down for the Pirates. We'll head to the 5th when we come back.
Is the Masters champion of 1960. He has birdied the last 2 holes. One of the greatest displays of courageous golf that anybody has ever seen any place.
Arnold Palmer in 1960 winning the Masters, one of 4 Masters championships. Also in 60, winner of the U.S. Open. Cherry Hills won the British Open twice. Sportsman of the Year, 1960. Big year for Arnold Palmer. Big year for the Pirates, too.
Kind of surprised when he said today he'd never thrown out a first pitch here in Pittsburgh before.
Probably always golfing.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I was like, well, summertime. He's busy in the summer.
Well, he took a golf ball out there with him when he went to throw the first pitch out. And he was throwing the pitch to Jim Rohr from PNC Bank, and he threw the golf ball and threw everybody off.
Yeah, fireworks went off.
Fireworks went off early. So Virgil Vasquez is out there, and Luis Cruz has come in to replace Cedeno at shortstop. And the first ball hit right down to Pierce from Bobby Scales, 1 out. 2009 Pirates baseball on FSN Pittsburgh is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines is ready when you are. Go to southwest.com, grab your bag, it's on. Here's Ryan Dempster. He's got the great Kazoo helmet. All it's missing are the antennas, Bob.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. I think if I was still playing and they made me wear it, I'd put a couple straws up through the vents there when I went to the plate.
Pick a vent.
I think that'd make it just perfect. Just throw a couple straws up out of the vents. And there you got it.
I mean, does it have its own air cooling system? Look at that thing. Don't know, but that's the new look right now, or that we can expect, I guess, in the future. Speaking of the future,
talk about it, in need of a couple air vents.
No condensation building up tonight.
Yeah, these little air vents in the dome.
This one down the line and in the foul territory.
Camera domes. Those are the cameras that the Pirates use for scouting purposes. Not scouting purposes, for you film your pitcher, you film your hitters from different angles. That's what those are for. And they're all remote control from the clubhouse.
Yeah, the tally light wasn't on this one right here. Tally light would be the red light indicating that it's. Oh, that's somebody's.
Yeah, somebody's working the joystick.
Camera's got ears.
Yeah.
Just know who's watching them. Here's 0-2. Yeah, this one fouled away. A lot of domes here at the ballpark. Another one. Dempster hits the 1-2 to right field and down the line. Jones had him played over there. Gets the ball foul ground for the out. 2 down. Now Ryan Theriot. Theriot started the game off with a base hit and a run scored. It's the 27th game he's hit leadoff for the Cubs. Again, Alfonso Soriano is here, but he's been battling some nagging injuries. He's not played in a little while. And at one point, he was moved out of the leadoff spot, down in the order, and now out of the order. So Theriot has had to pick up the slack in the leadoff spot for Chicago.
Didn't go the way they wanted it.
Swing and a miss. I talked to Bob Brenly, Cubs broadcaster, who was the manager of the 2001 Diamondbacks that beat the Yankees, and it was Game 7 that Soriano hit the big home run to put the Yankees in position to win the World Series. Mariano Rivera came on, and there's Bob there, and Len Casper, his partner, and Soriano had given the Yankees a chance to win that World Series, but this one way up and in. But the Diamondbacks fought back in the bottom of the 9th inning, tying the game, and then Luis Gonzalez got the game winner. The Diamondbacks won in 2001. Vasquez deals outside and low. Bob told me everything went right for New York that year except that last inning. So they won all their games in New York. Diamondbacks ended up winning the home games. This one curled foul and out of play.
7-game series, very unpredictable. Hot pitcher. Who knows? You look back to that Pirate 1960 team. You know, in that series, The Yankees, when you look at the total runs scored for both clubs, just pounded them. When the Pirates did lose, they lost big, but they came up with the big hits at the right time. And of course, Mazeroski's maybe the biggest of all time. So you never can tell once you get in a series. That's why it's so important to just get your foot in the door, get in the postseason. Can't tell what might happen once you get in.
2-2. Spit to right field, a base hit. Terrio's second hit of the game. Friday, September 18th, the Bucks will battle the Padres, and all fans in attendance will receive a Pirates fleece blanket. Compliments of Seven Springs. It's also a $1 dog night from Sugardale and Saloni's Italian Bread. To get your tickets now, call 1-800-BUY-BUCKS or visit pirates.com. Friday, September 18th, San Diego Padres will be here. Padres with kind of a bookend appearances against the Pirates. Pirates, the first road trip, played San Diego in April, and then San Diego comes out here on the final homestand for the Bucks. And neither team saw each other in between. Here's Hoffbauer. He hit a solo shot to right in his only at bat. And he ropes one down the right field line, foul for a long strike. Well, some of the prospects that have come up for the Cubs, Hoffbauer included, have been doing the job. Another guy, Jake Fox, who was on the bench tonight. Sam Fuld, who has been up and down between the major leagues and AAA. Another prospect, a guy that many people remember from the college football world, was recalled today, former Notre Dame receiver and Cubs right-hander Jeff Samardzija. So he is now back with Chicago. Arrived here this afternoon.
Yeah, the Cubs are going to be a team that, you know, a lot of people watch in the offseason. They're one of the major markets, big franchises. They've gone through a big sale. I mean, that's another thing that happened this year that kind of got things just another wrench in the works, another thing that people were talking about besides what was on the field. You know, I don't know what kind of effect that might have had on being able to make trades and going out and acquiring help and things like that, because this sale had been pending. It seemed like it's been going on for 2 years, but you know that's been done now. What kind of moves are they going to make in the offseason?
Hoffbauer strikes out, so Vasquez whiffs him after giving up a single to Ryan Theriot. Cruz, McCutchen, and Vasquez coming up. 7 innings for Altoona. Give up any earned runs, scattered 6 hits. Saw the numbers for the players for West Virginia Power. Aaron Urbanic coming over from Boston in that deal for Adam LaRoche earlier in the season. Along with Bob Walk, Tim Neverett, 8-2 Cubs. Luis Cruz, a comebacker to Ryan Dempster, and there's 1 down. Cruz batting in the 9th spot as he was double switched. Cedeno leaving the game. Virgil Vasquez entering in the 7th spot. And McCutcheon up for the 3rd time.
Dempster good. Did he get his hand in the glove when he was making that catch?
He might have had a finger or 2 in the way.
Yeah, I saw him shaking his hand, and the umpire went out to check on something. See if he puts his bare hand into the glove. Oh, yes. He put it in there and got it hit. Nothing serious. Didn't even want to make a, what would you call that, practice throw?
I suppose.
Exhibition toss.
Yeah. You see, we talked about his glove movement when he works out of the windup. It's something he developed. Felt that his pitches were being tipped, so for whatever reason, he feels this helps him.
A little up and in, not too bad.
Popped him up. Derek Lee in foul ground. 2 out.
Notice he sets his forkball every pitch too in his hand before he throws. You know, that might have been another part of why he was worried about tipping pitches.
Well, I don't want to let this one get away. You asked me a question. You said somebody approached you in the Trip Total Media Hall of Fame
with
a question.
Good,
I thought it was
good tribute question. I thought.
Repeat that question. I was trying to get an answer here.
All right. What 2 Pirate players played for these 3 managers? Murtaugh, Tanner, and who was the 3rd guy I said?
Leland.
Yeah, Leland. Yeah.
Very good question. Excellent question. That'll need some looking up. 1 out of Vasquez. Strike 1.
I'll give you the hint is they're both left-handed pitchers. Both of them.
And the key to the question is the fact that they both left and came back. As this one is down to Derek Lee. Gives it to Dempster. We'll give you the answer in the bottom of the inning. For the top of the next one. Chicago. We left him hang long enough.
Well, the answer, as I was told, is John Candelaria and Jerry Royce. Both those guys came back and played for Leland as relievers. Of course, they were starters earlier in their career.
Derek Lee down in the right field corner. There's Garrett Jones. Makes the grab. Terrific catch by Garrett Jones. Reaching over the railing and pulling it back for an out.
Very nice job. Got there a little look just to see where he's at. That's the easy catch. Well, I guess not all that easy. But getting there and getting himself in position is kind of the difficult part. He's got long enough arms, and once he got there, just reach over and snag the baseball.
Goes back again on this Ramirez hit. That is out number 2. So Jones has been busy here in the 6th. That's the 4th, 5th put out, I should say, in right field for Jones tonight. 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, now 2 here to start the 6th. But the Pirates have not been able to get Jeff Baker out. 3 for 3, takes strike 1. 8 runs on 13 hits for Chicago. They started the game with 8 straight hits. Just the 4th time that's been done in the National League. And the 2nd time the Cubs have done that to the Pirates. Last time was April 21st, 1973. Pirates did it to the Atlanta Braves to start a game August 26, 1975. And Baker to right field. And it's 3 of a kind for Garrett Jones. And Virgil Vasquez throws only 6 pitches in the top of the 6th. Coors Light freeze can. And this play in the 1st inning, great one by Cedeno. Out or safe? You decide right here. As the foot gets down before the runner comes across, he was called safe. The rally continued for Chicago. Coors Light freeze can brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Rob Drake's call came into question. John Russell came out and argued it, but every camera angle showed that the man was out. And Jones goes out quietly to start the bottom of the 6th.
First pitch outs from both clubs.
Hastings Millage 0 for 2. Millage hitting in the 4 spot. Again, you've got to wonder how much longer the Pirates are going to continue to do this, if this is where they plan to hit him, but chances are The order will change up a little bit in the coming days if Millage doesn't get enough productivity out of that 4 spot. So Phil DeMontre loosening up now for the Pirates.
Ideally, you would like somebody that has a little more power, maybe. And that's traditionally what the 4 spot is all about. Right now, the roster, other than Jones, really doesn't have anybody that's going to hit a whole ton of home runs.
This one to third. Ramirez scooped out of the dirt by Derek Lee, and there are 2 down. Let's check out how we got to this point. Tonight's game summary brought to you by A&L Motors. Soto, 2-run double. Fukudome, 2-run double. Jones, his 19th home run, a solo shot. 8 runs on 13 hits. 2 runs on 5 hits for the Bucks. That's tonight's A&L game summary.
One of the possible answers that I'm sure they have to consider, but I don't think they want to do this, but it would be something that I wouldn't be surprised to see it happen down the line for sure, is Andrew McCutchen that gets out of that leadoff spot and gets maybe he hits third and Jones hits cleanup. Andrew McCutchen has been here half the season, and he's only 5 RBIs behind Andy LaRoche, who's been here all year. He's got 45 RBIs hitting out of the leadoff spot, and didn't come up until June. So he's got some experience of knocking in runs, or he's not experienced, but I mean, he's shown that he can definitely get that accomplished.
Well, he has been one of the top run producers out of the leadoff position, rookie or otherwise. I mean, he's been chasing Jimmy Rollins.
He hits 340 with runners in scoring position. And it's, and if you're hitting third, it's not like you can't use your speed out of that spot. I just think it's something that they're going to have to look at if they don't get some power from somewhere else, or maybe not power, but at least run production. Get somebody there with a big slugging percentage.
Pitch on the way to LaRoche after the walk to Pierce with 2 down. Neil Walker has grabbed a bat. He's on deck for the pitcher Vasquez.
And it does look like McCutchen is more than capable of being, say, 18 to 23, right in that area, home run type guy.
1 ball and 1 strike.
So there are some options. And then, of course, Pedro Alvarez, when he gets up here, I don't know what the timing of that'll be, but he definitely is going to be a middle of the lineup power bat.
Another strike delivered to LaRoche. Alvarez representing Team USA in the World Cup. Had more home runs than any other player in the Pirates organization. A lot of power. We saw it in spring training. And remember the game against Tampa Bay where he hit it off the top of the batter's eye? Spring training game. Center field.
Down in Port Charlotte, right?
Yeah. And LaRoche down on strikes. Head to the 7th when we come back to Pittsburgh. Rapid Rewind.
Happy birthday to you.
AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Back here at PNC Park with Bob Walk, Tim Everett here. Virgil Vasquez gets an extra inning. As Neil Walker was on deck for him, had Andy LaRoche been able to reach base, Walker would have hit and Vasquez would have been out of the ball game, but his spot will start the bottom of the 7th inning. Boy, Walker was on top of that before they started.
Kind of cool tonight to be having ice cream.
71 at game time.
Yeah, it's kind of cooled off now, hasn't it? Maybe not.
Parrot's got his golf gear on. Those guys are fascinated. I don't know if they're more fascinated by the ice cream or the parrot.
Parrot can play some golf. I've seen him hit a few balls. He's not bad.
There's an obvious joke in there, but I can't even go there. It's just so bad. Three and two to Giovanni Soto. Soto responsible for some of that first inning damage. The 2-run double.
Virgil so far doing a pretty good job holding the fort.
Vasquez came in and gave up just 1 hit in the 5th inning. Got a strikeout, then got 3 fly balls to right field in the 6th.
The fort that we were holding there was the Alamo.
And he walked him. So a leadoff walk to Soto. Puts the man on first. Saturday, September 20th. Pirates will take on the Padres. It's a kids' day at the ballpark. Family Fun Zone pregame, and kids get to run the bases postgame. Kids 14 and under will receive a Kids Build-A-Parrot doll. Compliments of Highmark. To get tickets to this or any other kids' Sunday game, call 1-800-5-BUCKS or visit pirates.com. Must be a pretty important call. Just calling someone to say, hey, look at that. Maybe she's on hold. Probably ordering tickets at 1-800-BUCKS right now. Fukudome drove in 2 in the first as well.
He's sure got a weird swing. I've never been able to get used to the way he steps in the bucket and falls toward first base as he swings. And maybe not steps in the bucket, but he definitely falls into the bucket.
It's definitely a different style. And most of the Asian ball players in Japan and Korea, Chinese Taipei, you'll see them swing that way, where they're more off the front foot than they are keeping their weight back. And the best guy in the business right now doing it is Ichiro Suzuki. Just had his 2000th hit. Kosuke Fukudome. He walks.
Yeah, we didn't get the game swing again. I wanted to look at that swing again since we were talking about it. We didn't throw him another strike.
Kerrigan will come out as Bobby Scales gets ready to come to the plate. Vasquez, difficult outing to start the 7th. As he walks the first 2 men.
As you swing the bat, you're supposed to transfer your weight to the front side, and as that bat comes through the zone, that's ideal. But you would kind of, you want to finish going forward. For Fukudome, he transfers to the front foot, but it all spins off in a hurry. As his weight transfers to the front, he also, starts going the other way, going toward first base, and that's what I don't get. I would think that you could constantly get him out of the way, but obviously that must not be the case. All the success he's had both here and in Japan.
2 on, nobody out for Bobby Scales. Well, I got some tapes from last Olympics. I'll show you the Japanese games. You get a whole game of it.
No thanks.
Everybody's doing it.
No thanks.
They didn't win again, in case you were wondering. I know you weren't. There's a swing.
Kind of like the baseball swing, since we're talking about golf today, really is it a lot like that. As you swing the golf club, and you kind of finish forward, and you get that weight transfer to the front.
Going back on it is Millage. Makes the catch in the notch. And on his tag. Down to third goes Soto. Over to second base, Fukudome.
When you leave all your weight on your back foot as you swing, the head of the bat does not stay in the strike zone very long. It's like in and out, because all you're doing is you're just rotating your trunk as you swing. Whereas if you got that transfer to the front foot, the head of the bat will stay in through the strike zone much longer.
Dempster ropes one to the left side. He'll drive in a run. It is 9-2 Chicago. Ryan Dempster comes up with his 5th run batted in of the season.
And this all comes to me through my hitting coach, John Wayne.
Okay. I didn't think there'd be any other.
It's his night.
Gets Soto in.
Shazam.
Oh, that's Gazoo.
Oh, what a
Great Gazoo. And back to a 7-run lead for Chicago. Terrio up 2 for 4. Yeah, Great Gazoo had a saying. I don't know what it was. Two balls and no strikes. Ryan Terrio.
Nanu.
No, that was more.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if that thing has a hatchback on it. You can store something in there, maybe some food. It's kind of big in the back. Strike call to Ryan Terrio, 3-1. Hoffpower ready to get back up there.
He didn't hit anymore tonight. That's not going to happen.
Pierce, and he
won't happen this inning.
Double him off. So the Pirates pull off the double play. Stretch time at PNC Park. 9-2 Cubs. 1962 at Oakmont. Arnold Palmer suffered a heartbreaker there.
Look at the cars on the turnpike.
As he lost a playoff to Jack Nicklaus in one of the more memorable U.S. Opens. That was the first tournament win for Nicklaus, the first of 18 majors, too, by the way. Palmer night here on his 80th birthday. 9-2 Chicago. Go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Leading off a pinch hitter, Neil Walker. Local favorite. So Walker took him a while to get that first hit. His first at bat in Cincinnati. Brandon Phillips robbed him of a hit. And he had fun banging around a few more times before he finally got one. Family and friends were here to see it.
Hit it well.
Came in the 8th inning on Sunday. And he rips one to right field, and that's going to be another hit for Neil Walker. First career hit. Resembling that one.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah, you're going to see just about the same thing. A line drive into right field.
He said the only guy who wasn't there in his family was his brother-in-law, Donnie Kelly, former Bucco, who's with the Tigers right now. Trying to win the division with Detroit. Looks like doing a pretty good job of it, too. But he said he would forgive him for not being there.
Yeah,
He said everybody else was there.
Well,
and the other way for Jaramillo. So 2 straight singles to start the 7th.
in Donnie's defense, he was here earlier.
When the Tigers came in interleague play, Donnie was called up by Jim Leland. Kind of a nice move.
So I mean, he could always have that little comeback to Neil. It was like, hey, I was there earlier. Where were you at?
Now they'll sort it all out in the offseason.
Oh, yeah.
Bottom of the 7th, nobody out, 2 on. And Luis Cruz up for the 2nd time. He bounced back to Dempster his first time up.
Bullpen's starting to move around now. See some jackets coming off.
And Cruz a swing and a miss.
Where are they going to get up? Anybody we know?
Tom Gorzolani.
Yeah, figured had a chance to get an ex-Pirate up. They have 3 lefties. 2 of those ex-Buccos, Gorzolani and Graybo.
Walker the runner at 2nd, and Jaramillo at 1st, each reaching on a base hit. Two and 1 to Cruz. The base runners. Pirates like to get a little bit going here in the 7th. Nobody out. And a 2-1 count to Luis Cruz. And he pops it up. Shallow center. Fukudome coming on. He'll call off Baker and make the catch. One man is out in the Pirates' half of the 7th inning. We invite you to visit the official online shop of the Pittsburgh Pirates at pirates.com. Browse the largest selection of online authentic team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. And you get the old BP cap too. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop the pirates.com shop. You got to get outfitted. Christmas is coming too.
I like that hat on the left.
It's been used.
That's been on his head a while. True Pirate fan there. Look at that. Good old salt stains on it. P's a little dirty.
Durable cap.
That cat might even see some time. I don't know. Out on the ball field. What do you think? Definitely young enough to be playing somewhere.
Either that or cutting the lawn a lot.
Now don't tell me you sweat cutting the lawn. I see that tractor you drive on.
No, I sweat while I observe my son using the tractor cutting the lawn. Well, Ben and Jerry finally finished their ice cream.
Ben and Jerry. That's a good one.
Two to McCutchen. I'm trying to keep up with you from your hacker comment earlier.
No.
That was good.
Yeah, it's go downhill. Shot in the dark.
Two on and one out for McCutchen. 3 out of his last 24. Takes a strike, 2-2. This one to left field. And Walker will be held at third. The bases will be loaded for Ramon Vasquez. So base hit for Andrew McCutchen. He's now 1 for 4.
McCutchen going out and getting that pitch. Maybe he's away from him. Able to go out and hook it. Yeah, you got to hold the runner with the score being what it is. Can't take any chances. Will we see Gorzolani?
Well, there is a chance, but not at this point in time. Larry Rothschild goes out. Double barrel action in the bullpen now. You can see Gorzolani on one side and Smelin Caridad on the other. Well, for the first word on your favorite high school football team, catch Trip Total Media High School Edition. Our team of experts will break down the week's biggest games on the gridiron. Show your team spirit and watch Trip Total Media High School Edition Thursday night, 6:30, right here on FSN. More big games this weekend. Season got underway last Friday night. Vasquez will take outside, ball 1. Bases full, 1 out. Pirates trailing by 7. And Ramon Vasquez can try to get him a little closer with 1 swing here. Well, 90 miles an hour or so for Ryan Dempster. Still bringing it in. Pitch count getting a little higher.
As I said earlier, too, Vasquez excellent numbers against Dempster.
(2-0). 3-0.
He's 6 for 11 off Ryan Dempster.
57 strikes, 38 balls.
I'm surprised he'd be allowed to pitch to a guy at this point of the game that's 6 for 11 off of him with the bases loaded. But he's out there. Make it hurt.
And he takes a strike, 3-1. Lou Piniella. He is entertaining at times. Great baseball man. Been around a lot. 5 different teams. This one fouled back, so now the count is full to Vasquez.
By the way, they have. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say Walker at third base, Jaramillo at second, and McCutchen at first.
I was going to say the Cubs, just for information purposes, they don't have to worry about making pitching changes either. They have 12 pitchers, a dozen, in their bullpen.
All 4, and Dempster has walked in a man. Walker will score. It is now 9-3. And Lou Piniella is coming out to get Ryan Dempster.
We need, 2 more guys get on before we get the tying run up.
Tom Gorzolani is getting the call, and our Columbia Gas 811 call to the pen has been made. Former Bucco Tom Gorzolani will come out to pitch to Garrett Jones when we come back. By our friends at Aspen Dental, Garrett Jones, home run number 19 as he hammered this offering from Ryan Dempster. Out of the ballpark, right center field. Solo shot. 37 runs batted in. That's our play that made you smile. And here comes Jones up to face Tom Gorzolani, the new pitcher for the Chicago Cubs.
Gorzolani's numbers, the opponent batting average in real nice shape. ERA and walks. Not where he'd really like him. Looking at that ERA to see if there was any difference overall. 5.24 is a cut, 5.23 overall. That hasn't changed much.
So Jones with the bases loaded and 1 out. He's hit 1 out of the yard already. And the home run he hit prior to this came off a left-hander as well. It was off Trevor Miller of St. Louis on Sunday. Actually, it was a base hit, not a home run, but he hit. It would have been a double had it continued on, but that was a walk-off hit and a big hit off of a left-handed reliever. Here comes the 0-1. And this one to center field. Fukudome will make the catch. And the runner will score easily. So Jaramillo comes in. Jones drives in another with a sacrifice fly, and it's 9-4.
Well, we're going to need a lot more than that. Well, Lou's going to. I don't know what Lou's going to do. Is he going to? Did he make a pitching change? He was waving out that direction. He just said good job. That must mean he's done.
So Gorzolani came in and got one man, but a run comes across. And Angel Guzman will come in for the Cubs. Again, our Columbia Gas 811 call to the pen has been made.
Southwest Airlines is ready when you are. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on.
The road ahead tomorrow, radio only. 12:30 start against the Cubs. And Friday night back on FSN Pittsburgh. 8 o'clock start Saturday and Sunday. Pirates and the Astros. So here's Angel Guzman to face Lasting's Millage.
You can understand Pinella going to the right-hander now. Gorzelani did his job, came in, got the lefty.
Pirates have put 2 runs on the board this inning. There's Guzman and his numbers. It's 2 innings of hitless and scoreless relief, striking out 1 yesterday. 2-0 to Millage. Millage looking for his first base hit tonight. Pirates with some base runners, 2 down, bottom of the 7th. Millage 2-1 now.
Pirates got a little bit of power on the bench. If they need to go that direction, hopefully they will. Get a couple more guys on. Get further down the lineup.
I get Brandon Moss still on the bench.
Yeah, Brandon, and he's been doing great of late. 5-game hitting streak. Last 10 games, he's 10 for 29. That's a .345.
And a right-handed bat, Robinson Diaz, back from the minor leagues. He did a nice job with the stick when he was here.
Yes, he did. Ryan Domit gives you a little pop from that side.
Ground ball to Terrio. He takes care of Millage. Pirates get 2 across. They leave 2, and we head to the 8th inning. It's a 9-4 Chicago lead. Of the Pittsburgh Pirates. He entertains all throughout the game. There was an original mascot. There he is, Pirate Pete.
Blast? Oh.
No, that's Bob Prince on the left, Frank Thomas in the middle. The young boy is Bob Porterfield's son.
Are you sure that's not Blast on the right?
I'm pretty certain. His name is Carl Kraft, and his brother Richard Kraft sent Blast these photos. And Carl was a drama student at Carnegie Tech.
He's a forkballer. I saw him hold a forkball.
And he was the first Pirate mascot, Pirate Pete, back in 1958.
Pirate Pete. There's our mascot.
The last 50 years, Steve Blass.
Last 50.
And we thank Richard Kraft for sending those photos into Steve.
Yes, those are great.
Good stuff.
I love the old time shots, especially ones that you know, there are certain old time pictures that we seem to see all the time, but shots like that, those are precious.
Hoffbauer takes a strike.
Like the old Forbes Field clubhouse, it looked like the walls were white tile.
Well, the walls of the clubhouses have changed.
Yeah.
Slightly. Phil Dumatre, the left-hander, on for the Pirates. Now no longer the lonely lefty out in the bullpen. Donnie Veal rejoined the club today. A minor league rehab stint in Double-A with Altoona. Two and two. You know, it's funny when we talk about all the new ballparks and the new amenities, and as great as they are, everybody always likes to go to Wrigley Field. It's small and not as comfortable and not as kind to you while you're watching the game, but people suffer through it, and it's a throwback. That is a great part of baseball. People enjoy it.
I'm not a huge Wrigley Field fan, but I do like some of the older stadiums. I love Fenway. I thought that was an outstanding ballpark. You know, Dodger Stadium, I guess you have to consider to be one of the older ballparks now. I think that's definitely a jewel of baseball. Not too many of them around. They're disappearing fast.
I think a lot of the lure of Wrigley Field is the neighborhood too.
Yeah, I think it's as much that as it is the ballpark. As it is, the seats are small, but it's cramped. And it's tough to watch a game there, but they hang them from the rafters. They love that place.
You need a shoehorn to get into the radio booth. But you know what? I don't seem to mind. I mean, I think it's neat. It's one of those things. In the American League, you have Fenway, as you mentioned. In the National League, you have Wrigley Field, and that's enough for the old time stuff. The new comfortable ballparks I like as well.
Yeah.
I don't even mind the retractable roof, optional environment stadiums. I like those, but it is nice to
one of
go back and
those
see the old
that I really like. And I've said this before. We've gotten this discussion a bunch of times. I like the one in Houston. I don't know why. I like that Houston stadium.
Long run for McCutchen, and he's got it. McCutchen retires Derek Lee, and there are two down in the top of the eighth.
Go to the gap with the best of them.
Dead run. As far as views go,
wow, this is
how about this?
You can't beat the location of this ballpark is genius, sheer genius. And there's not too many people that travel around North America going to ballparks and don't put this up there in their top two or three.
Down to third. LaRoche will have to eat it.
A tough time with a few of them down there tonight. Funny hops.
He will be charged with an error.
It's the second one tonight. He's had to play off the body. Yeah, I think that one might have caught the heel of the glove first before it hit anything else. It was hit pretty sharply. Still would have had a shot if he could have picked it up right away, but it rolled just far enough away he couldn't reach it.
Well, Jeff Baker.
A hot corner. You get what you get down there. It's tough to make your own hop playing third. A lot of the other positions, you have a little bit of time to move forward, get a short hop, take a step back, get a long hop. At third base, you get what you get.
Well, speaking of old stadiums versus new stadiums, when many of the National League stadiums had the old carpet, how different was playing third base on that?
Oh, you had to always deal with the lip. That was what third basemen were always afraid of. what kind of a bounce they were going to get off the lip there where the carpet and the dirt came together. They were afraid they were going to get it in the lip. And the ball was, coming off the carpet. The carpet didn't slow it down at all. Sometimes the grass can get a little high, a little thick, take a little speed off the ball, but out of the carpet.
Fine third baseman for the most part playing deeper as a result. Certain situations.
Yeah, I think everybody. What I always said, the second baseman back in those days really got out there deep, well beyond the white line that they would paint on the. If they were here, you'd see a routine would be a second baseman playing out that far. That wouldn't be deep. That would be like routine. You would take 2-3 steps back behind that white line, give yourself as much range as you could going left and right.
Ball 4, 2 men on with 2 out. So Baker will take first base. Down to second goes Ramirez. And Giovanni Soto will come up again. Soto's scored 2 runs. He's walked twice.
I think the outfield probably had to play much deeper than they would otherwise, because the balls, the turf actually had, I think, more effect on balls getting through the gap than getting through the infield. And nothing to slow them down when they would hit out in the outfield. They would just take off and shoot through the gap. So you had to play a little deeper to give yourself a chance to cut a ball off. But it was a different game. There was a real premium put on speed on defense. You had to have, if you played on a turf field, you had to have some guys that could run out on defense, or you would just get killed out there. You would never cut off a ball. Everything would always be shooting through for extra bases. You'd have a good, fast outfield.
Ball and a strike to Soto. 9-4, top of the 8th. Dumatre's pitch. That missed. 2-1. It was a kind of a fad where the new stadiums turned out to be the quote-unquote cookie-cutter type stadiums, and there were several of them.
Oh, they were all built for football and baseball, so they had to be built in that design. There was no other choice.
2-1, popped up. Left side of the infield. Andy LaRoche called off by Luis Cruz. And he will grab it for the final out. Through 7.5, it's the Cubs 9, the Bucks 4. Scratch from tonight's start. Marlon Byrd of the Rangers 4 for 4, 3-run home run, 11-9. in game 1 of that doubleheader. Prince Fielder 2 for 2, 2-run shot. Brewers lead the Cardinals 3-0. Clay Buchholz 7 innings of 3-hit baseball. They lead the Orioles 10-0. People want to know how Prince Fielder celebrated things tonight. That little choreographed number they did the other day, not sitting well with a lot of baseball people.
What'd they do?
Brewers, after Prince hit a walk-off home run, of course he untucked his shirt going around the bases.
Yeah.
And then they all gathered in a circle, the entire team did, and as soon as he touched home plate, they all fell over. Looked like the old, I don't know, the old Washington Redskins fun bunch. Something like that, but it was definitely choreographed.
Yeah, that's not a spur of the moment thing. That's something that they got together and talked about.
And I don't know if that's a good thing for base. I'm all for fun, but it just doesn't seem like it belongs in this sport, where you choreograph greetings at home plate. I think the emotions ought to be a little more genuine.
Well, it's been going on for a long time. I mean, back when I was playing, you had the Mets doing that low 5 thing. You know, every time they would hit a home run, they would give 5 to the third base coach down like ankle high as they ran by. I mean, that had to be choreographed. They had to talk about that. Say, hey, when I come by, we're going to shake hands, but we're going to do it ankle high. You know, that's kind of stuff's always been around, and I agree that. I mean, if it's something you have to plan, then what is it? It obviously is not true emotion. It's a bunch of you know what. That's what it is. So, okay, there's my feeling on the subject. If you got to plan it, well, then why is it there?
Andy LaRoche takes inside. Well, Fielder was quoted and asked about it, saying that he felt it was fine because they play hard on the field. Well, what does that have to do with anything? That's my question. And the other thing is, if you play hard, you should show real true emotion, not choreographed emotion.
Well, Fielder does play hard. I do like him for that. He's a guy that's not physically gifted in the speed department, but he always hustles, always runs hard, always does his best. Never dogs it, never takes a play off. But I don't like the other stuff.
Guzman to LaRoche.
Free country, though. Do what you want.
Popped him up in the infield. Who's going to get it? Almas Ramirez will take care of it as one.
And we have to be fair to both sides, too. What about the little choreographed jump that our guys do? I'll be on second base after every win.
Yeah, I'm not sticking up for that. I'm saying that was something that McCutchen started with real emotion after a game. He brought a few of the guys out. They did a chest bump in center field. A few other guys joined in. And at the end of the game, doing something like that, where the team's going to get together anyway, but circling home plate and everybody falling down as though a bomb just went off, I think it's a little different. But you're right, fair to both sides.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I don't like it, but who am I to say?
Here's Delwyn Young. Getting a chance to pinch hit. Did not start at second base tonight. John Russell giving he and Ryan Domit both the night off. Misses ball 2.
I think the argument that a lot of times never gets brought up, but it's true, and I think a lot of people that play the game or in the game don't like to really admit this, but this is all about entertainment. It's to sell TV, sell radio, sell tickets, and whatever the fans want, whatever the fans like, then that's what should be done. If they like that sort of thing, and that's the way it should be.
Well, the fans don't necessarily want a pitching change here, but they're going to get one anyway from Lou Piniella. And John Grabo, former Bucco, will come on our Columbia Gas 811 call to the pit. Graft here. How about Lou Piniella over the course of his career? Got a true bounce on that turf too with the base. Sweet Lou has been in some interesting altercations, not just with the umpires, but even with one of his own players, Rob Dibble, in the clubhouse in Cincinnati. And this was back here this season. He got run rather quickly back in July.
Well, we're all here to entertain the fans. I mean, that's what it's all about. So, you know, the fans, they love it when the managers run on the field. And I like it too. I think it's one of the things that I've always enjoyed, to see a manager go crazy.
Delwyn Young walks. Grabo comes in with a 2-0 count on him. So we didn't have a full count to work with, and now the second walk of the inning is issued. 2 on and 1 out. The thing about Lou Piniella, though, Bob, is that he is entertaining.
Oh, sure he is.
He always has been.
Yeah, as a player and as manager.
He was brought in by the New York Yankees. George Steinbrenner gave him an opportunity then, and he's gone on to manage Cincinnati and Tampa Bay, Seattle, and here with the Cubs. He's got a ways to go to catch Bobby Cox, though, in terms of being thrown out of games. Bobby Cox, the Atlanta manager, has been thrown out more than anybody.
Yeah, he's got to put that away.
Yeah. That's sort of the Cal Ripken record of being thrown out of games. So Jaramillo batting from the right side, 2-1 against Grabo. Jaramillo spent the better part of his season catching pitches in the late innings from John Grabo. And he goes to right, but this one will be foul.
He's looking for that changeup. Why is a little late on that fastball. Grabo knows he's looking for it. Wouldn't give it to him.
And Jaramillo off the glove of Ramirez. Terrio throws, and he got him. Wow, what a play by Ryan Terrio. A 5-6-3 put out, and 2 men are out. Terrio just never quit on the ball.
Left going to him. Nice off balance, accurate throw for the out. Ramirez telling him first base is that away. He thought Terrio forgot where first was.
He's acting like a GPS.
Turn
right.
Throw it that away.
Here's Cruz, third time up. 1-1. Luis Cruz getting some at bats tonight. And he swings and hits this one down to Terrio pretty sharply. But that will do it. And the Pirates will strand 2. We will head to the 9th inning. Chicago leading at 9-4. Arnold Palmer, his wife Kit, and Peter Jacobson closest to the pin, hits the parrot. $5,000 from PNC Bank for Pirates Charities. And he throws a strike. Thumbs up. And happy birthday, Arnold Palmer, birthday number 80. Good night for the Western Pennsylvania sports legend, Arnold Palmer. Things getting late here tonight. Top of the ninth inning. Donnie Veal, just back from AA Altoona on a rehab stint. Rule 5 guy is on the pitch.
How about the check that was presented in his name? That was his birthday present from PNC Bank.
Yeah, $1 million check.
I guess it wasn't
Children's
from
Hospital.
PNC Bank. It was from. I don't know. I'll have to look at the check. We'll see it again. But $1 million to Children's Hospital. Yeah. Who signed it? That's quite a birthday present. A donation in your name for $1 million. Wow.
Arnold's other sport is philanthropy. Aside from golf. Kosuke Fukudome, 1 ball and 1 strike against Donnie Veal.
Had to be really a special evening for our colleague Steve Blass. Golf is really dear to his heart, and he's lived here his entire adult life, and to have Arnold Palmer's 80th birthday and him to be a part of it, had to be a special evening for him.
Arnold has been a major contributor to health and wellness. He founded both the Arnold Palmer Pavilion at the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center and the Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children in Orlando. World-class medical facility.
Whole thing put together by PNC Bank. Very special thing for them to do.
The Dome down on strikes. Donnie Veal's had a couple of different nagging injuries and had 2 different rehab stints. He'll face Bobby Scales. Bullpens have been very busy tonight. Zach Duke only went 4 innings to start the game. Virgil Vasquez went 3. Dumatre 1, and now Veal into his first inning of work. In case you join us late and want to know the story of the game, well, it was the early part of the game, the top of the first inning.
That was the game.
McCutcheon goes back and makes the catch, 2 down. A 7-run top of the first inning for the Cubs. 4th time in National League history there have been 8 straight hits to start an inning. Garrett Jones has hit a home run tonight for the Pirates, his 19th of the season. He's also driven in 2 runs. Here is Jake Fox. Fox has been able to play third base this year, left field, and he has even been the backup catcher at times. How about John Grabo coming in and getting the job done? Induced a couple of ground balls. He came in with a 2-0 count on Delwyn Young. Walked him. Backhanded by Cruz. Throw is low. Dug out by Pierce. And Donnie Veal, a clean inning. 1, 2, 3. Last call for the Pirates. Bottom of the ninth is next.
Happy birthday, dear Arnold. Happy birthday to you.
And as Steve Blass said before he started to sing, how often is it you get to sing happy birthday to a king? Esmelin Caradan comes on to pitch the bottom of the ninth for the Cubs, just his 4th appearance.
They've given up a few too many hits. First 3 games.
Caradan will face the top of the Pirates order, Andrew McCutchen. Sam Fuld has come in as a defensive replacement for Bobby Scales in left field. First pitch to McCutchen is a strike call. McCutchen 1 out of 4. He had a single in the 7th inning. Esmelin Caradan, he's appeared against the Pirates in the past. He is out of Haina in the Dominican Republic. 25 years of age. His big league debut this year. Two years ago, he made an appearance in the Japanese professional leagues. Actually made 2 appearances, going a third of an inning each time for the Hiroshima Carp. I think we saw one of those caught in Allegheny earlier in the season.
Lots of carp here.
Full count. McCutchen trying to get aboard.
I wouldn't want my sports team, I think, named after a carp.
What would you prefer?
Nice. How about a steelhead?
Something that lives above ground, maybe?
Steelhead. No, fish was fine, but I don't know about carp.
Strike 3 called, and McCutchen goes down quietly to start the bottom of the 9th inning.
What a walleye. Pittsburgh walleye. I like that one. The Allegheny walleyes. Be all right.
How about that one right there? Charlie Tuna.
Charlie the Tunas, yeah. Tuna's a nice fish.
The fish that saved Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Tuna's good. What would you rather eat, tuna or carp?
Steelhead.
Is it like a carp salad sandwich or a tuna salad sandwich? There's no contest.
Vasquez takes outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. How about that? Seafood's right up there.
They're not serving any carp.
I'll take the lobster.
You'll find no carp there.
One and 2. Fried fresh fish. Got to be fresh.
It's right out of the Ohio.
Here comes the 1-2 delivery to Vasquez, and he hits this one at Terrio, and it eats him up. Base hit for Ramon Vasquez, his 2nd hit of the night.
Hit it hard. Like Terrio wasn't sure which way he was going to field that ball. Oh. He's sure he didn't want to take it in the shin, though. That's where he got it. Ouch. Too hot to handle. Base hit.
See what Garrett Jones can do against Caradan. That'll be a ball. Soto wanted the appeal. Pointed down to Greg Gibson at 3rd, and Gibson never took his hands off his hips.
Gibson knows it's not Soto he answers to.
It's the guy behind the plate, crew chief.
Big tall guy back there. The crew chief.
Tim McClellan's been around a long time.
Now, if he asks, he'll get an answer.
Jones to the right side. Baker, Terrio, Lee, and the Cubs have taken the first 2 games of this 3-game set. 9-4 the final here tonight. Big inning, the first inning. Put 7 runs up on 8 hits. That was all she wrote tonight for the Buccos.